The night the twins knocked on his door, it felt like the world had paused. Rain hammered the porch roof, wind howled against the windows, and for a moment, the single father standing inside swore he saw two identical shadows through the frosted glass, perfectly still, perfectly synchronized, as if mirrored by nature itself. He had no idea the two girls who would walk into his life that night were about to change his world forever. Evan Hartley never intended to rent out a room, but raising his 8-year-old son Jonah alone was harder than he ever admitted. Bills stacked up quietly: electricity, mortgage, groceries, repairs on the old truck he kept promising he'd fix next month. After losing his wife 3 years earlier in an accident that had torn their small family apart, Evan's life had become a careful balance of responsibility and exhaustion. Rent from a tenant would at least let him breathe again. So when the knock came on that stormy evening, he inhaled deeply and opened the door. Two young women stood on his porch. Same face. Same almond brown eyes. Same soft, nervous smile. Same dark blue college jackets dripping with rain. The only difference was the way they held themselves. One straight and confident, the other slightly curled inward, as if hiding behind her mirror image. "Hi," the bold one said. "We're looking for the room you advertised." Evan blinked. "Both of you?" "If it's okay," the quieter twin whispered. Their names were Arya and Nova, and they spoke so gently and moved so in sync that even Jonah stared at them in awe from behind his father's leg. And just like that, Evan rented out the spare room. Having them in the house was peculiar. Every morning they came downstairs wearing the exact same outfit: gray sweaters, black jeans, white sneakers. They spoke softly, always finishing each other's sentences. At first, Evan chalked it up to twin quirks, but after a while it felt deeper. Sometimes he'd find them sitting together on the back porch, holding matching mugs of tea, silent but not uncomfortable, like they shared conversations without saying a word. Jonah loved him instantly. "Dad," he whispered one night, "they're like superheroes." Evan laughed. "Why's that?" "They always know what the other one is thinking." And though Evan brushed it off, part of him began to sense something unusual, something unspoken, something the twins weren't telling him. 2 weeks after they moved in, Evan came home from work and found Arya standing in the kitchen, trembling, tears streaming down her face. Nova stood beside her, visibly trying to keep her twin calm. "I'm sorry," Arya sobbed. "We didn't want to be trouble." Evan's stomach tightened. "What happened?" Arya looked down at her hands. Bruises, fresh ones. Nova had matching bruises. They explained just 2 sentences, and it was enough. They had left their college dorm suddenly. They were hiding from someone, but they refused to say who. Evan wanted to pry, but something in their eyes stopped him. It wasn't fear of punishment, it was fear of being believed. So he didn't push them. He simply said the words they seemed to need most. "You're safe here." For the first time, Arya and Nova smiled without that lingering anxiety behind their eyes. Despite their quietness, the twins brought warmth back into the house. They helped Jonah with homework. They cooked dinner with Evan, always moving in perfect coordination. They filled the place with laughter, soft, gentle, almost musical. Still, they struggled. Group projects at college terrified them. Crowded spaces made Nova panic. Arya refused to remove her jacket even on warm days. One afternoon, Evan overheard 2 classmates mocking them for always dressing the same. "Do you two not have your own clothes?" one sneered. The girl shrank. Before Evan could step in, Jonah stomped forward. "They match because they want to," he snapped. "You're just jealous because you don't have anyone who loves you that much." The boys backed off, embarrassed. That night, the twins sat with Jonah on the couch while he proudly explained superheroes to them, how matching costumes meant unity and loyalty. Arya looked at Nova and whispered, "Maybe we belong here more than we thought." It happened late one evening. Evan walked past their room and heard soft, muffled crying, Nova's voice. He knocked quietly. When the door opened, both girls stood inside, pale, anxious, and shaking. "We need to tell you the truth," Arya said. "We didn't just leave school," Nova added. "We ran away from home." They revealed everything. Their father was a controlling man who punished them for being different, for being connected in ways he didn't understand. He wanted them separated, put into different colleges, different lives, different identities. We can't be apart, Nova whispered. When she hurts, I feel it. When she cries, I cry. When she's scared, I'm terrified. Evan felt something inside him crack open. A deep, painful empathy. Because he remembered what it felt like to lose someone. I'm not letting anyone take you away, he said firmly. The twins broke down in tears, clinging to each other and to him.